69-point increase, 5 items got removed. Let me show you the process we use to knock the credit bureaus out. 7-point increase, 46-point increase, 16-point increase, all in total 69 points.
Nice.
As you can see, 5 items got removed off this client's credit report, 39 ongoing, 5 undisputed, 5 items just got added. And as you can see, 2's personal information and some other things that got added to this person's credit report. And it was actually some negative accounts, some more collections got added. It's all good. It's all part of the process. Things get removed, things get deleted, things get added. Hey, I'm going to show you the process to knock them out anyways. All right. So as you can see, this client's credit score got a 7-point jump, 46-16, right? Increased their credit score. Now let's talk about the whole entire process. All right. Now this is just what's going on, the overview of what happened in the last round. Now, there are some things that matters when it comes to your credit score, all right? So your credit score is made up of 5 different factors, right? When you look at the FICO score. Now, if you look at Credit Karma, those are 6 different factors that make up that specific credit score. So when you look at your FICO scores versus your Credit Karma score, which is your Vantage score, right? You're gonna see a difference. That's why it's always a difference between the two, all right? Because one's 5 factors and one's 6 factors. Now, when it comes to your FICO score, what banks mostly look at, there are 5 different factors that make up that, right? Now, the things that are in your control is, of course, payment history, amounts owed. Age isn't really too much in your control. There are some things you can do to improve that part of your credit score, right? Credit mix and new account / and hard inquiries, that's in your control as well. So I'm gonna break down the point system when it comes to your credit score so you can understand what you need to do to improve in each area, right? So what you think about this, right? FICO 8. Highest credit score you can have with a FICO 8 is 850. Lowest credit score you can have with that is a 300, right? That gives you 550 points to technically play with when it comes to your credit score, right? Technically, right? So payment history is 35% of your credit score. So if you do, we learned this in school. If you did 35%, 0.35 times 550 gives you 192.5, right? If you do 30%, which is amounts owed utilization, 30% of 550 is 165 points, right? If we do age, right, 15%, and we do 15%, 0.15 times 550 points, that gives you 82.5 points. And if you do 10% of 550, that's 55, and the other 10, that's credit mix, and the other 10%, new accounts, and that's the other 55 points, right? So all in total, that's, as you can see, 550 points, right? So the thing you want to, of course, pay attention to is utilization, right? So when it comes to your utilization, this is very important, right? So if you improve this part of your credit score, you're going to see the significant increase of your credit score as well, right? 50-point jump, 70-point jump, 80-point jump, depending on where you're at. So as you can see right here, this credit score, right? Look, 82-point percentage, 82%, 29%, 53%, right? So this person is, as you can see, if we fix this part of the credit score, you're going to see roughly 30 to 50-point jump in this person's credit score. They're going to be even closer to the 700s, right? So, and this one's going to be over the 600s, right? So just say 50-point jump, right? Closer to the 700 credit score. So that's the things you want to be paying attention to as far as your credit score and what makes up your credit score, right? Because once you fix that, it's going to help you. Now, another thing you got to fix is to pay this down is think about it like this. Credit is nothing but a direct reflection of how you manage your money. So manage your money much better and effectively, right? So I'm just showing you what you need to do so you can improve your credit score, right? So you can fix this and it's going to help you. The money management part just takes discipline, of course, to do that, right? So seeing where your money goes, and then once you see where your money goes, where it's like create a budget to get this taken care of, you're going to see the improvement, right? So the next important thing is, what did we do to get these accounts removed from this person's report, right? So we've been creating letters that look similar to this, right? The items listed below are in violation of 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB, right? Just use one specific law, and then the next round we're going to use another specific law, which is a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I request you delete every item from this credit report in accordance with 15 U.S.C. 1681 I-5, right? So I requested them to remove all these items off this client's credit report, right? So as you can see, the one specific law that I used in the first round is 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB, right? And the reason why I use this law is because of, you can see the experience TransUnion Equifax is not assuring maximum possible accuracy, right? So we want to use this to help us increase our chances to get the account removed from the report, right? So you can see the date open is incorrect, number of months is incorrect. Last report is incorrect. Date last active, date last payment is incorrect. And then what we say is, hey, this account is not showing maximum possible accuracy according to this law. The open date, date last active was not accurate. Delete this account immediately for violation of 15 USC 1681 EB, right? That's what you want to do to get these accounts removed from your report, right? Now, after you create this letter, make sure you send it certified, add 2 forms of identification, and then you gotta wait, right? 30 to 35 days, right? It's gonna take a little bit of time when it comes to that part of your credit score. So, with that being said, when you get the reinvestigation back, some accounts going to be verified, quote unquote, 100% accurate as verified, whatever the case, modified, whatever they say. And then you're going to get some accounts deleted, right? And then all you got to do is like, all right, what got verified? What didn't get verified? And then from there, your next law you can leverage is 15 USC 1681 I-7, right? That specific law. And then if you want to leverage another specific law, 15 USC 1681 S-2, right? And then another specific law you can leverage is 15 USC 1681 CC, right? So you can leverage that law as well. And then you can leverage these specific laws to help you get the accounts removed in the second round. And you just want to continue that over and over and over and over again, right? Until you get all your accounts removed from your report. Let me be clear. You don't need all 3 credit scores to be perfect to get the things that you're trying to get, right? So let's just say you're trying to get business funding, right? For your business. There are banks that just pull from specific credit bureaus and there are banks that pull from multiple credit bureaus, right? But if one of your credit scores are amazing, for an example, let's say your Equifax credit score is amazing, right? You can go to banks that just specifically pull from Equifax, right? So like DCU Credit Union, Hancock, Whitney, Alabama, all these specific banks technically pull from Equifax, and there are other big banks that are out there. All you have to do is just lock the other 2, and then you can leverage that to fund your business, to get more market, get more business for your business, right? And then if you're trying to buy a business, then of course you probably want to talk to a bank and see what are the requirements for me to actually buy a business that's already in motion, right? So that's another thing you can do. Now, if you're trying to do real estate, it's a little bit different, right? I would say get into the house and then wait a few years and then get some equity and then go buy another house, all depending on what you're trying to do, right? There's so many things you can do to leverage your credit score to help you bring in more money so you can do the things that you want to do and enjoy, all right? But if you have any questions, any concerns or anything, just let me know in the comments. I'm here to help you out, help you knock the credit bureaus out. I'm excited for you. So get started, don't give up. The credit bureaus are going to do whatever they can to get you to quit. But if you're persistent and consistent, you're going to see the results you're looking for.